Hi guys, Terry here. It is the beginning of October, so it's time for the next sheetload of cards. First, I just want to tell you about some stuff that's been going on here. I went to we went on our vacation, so I scrapbooked that trip. We did a quick trip to Disney, and we stayed on the grounds and had a great time. We were there for a few days. We were doing a Royal Caribbean cruise, so we stayed at Disney just that weekend before. So I was able to go to a crop last week and get my trip scrapbooked. So I don't think ever before have I taken a trip and gotten it scrapbooked so quickly. So we had a great time at Disney, and of course we had good timing. It was before the hurricane hit, so our thoughts go out to all the people that are down there dealing with, you know, the water damage and getting supplies and everything. So God bless you guys. But we had a great time at Disney, and then we headed over to Port Canaveral and caught the Royal Caribbean cruise ship. So we did Independence of the Sea, which is kind of one of their 3,500 people size ships. So we had a good time and caught COVID, so that was no fun. I don't think we got it on the cruise ship. I think it was just something we got along the way. We started with a sore throat and then coughing and runny noses. So I stayed in the room. I kind of had it worse than Steve did, so I stayed in the room the last couple of days. But we still managed to have a really fun time. It was our first cruise ship, so it was really neat to see that. And then the last day, they've got an excursion where you can go to see the Kennedy Space Center. So that was really cool to take in those sights. I'd been there when I was a little girl, so it was neat to go back and see all of the changes that they had made at the Space Center. And then I had to include a picture of the COVID test when we got back. So so that was our fun excursion. But like I said, we made the best of it. I got some other scrapbooking done. But let's get to the sheetload of cards. She's got a really cute layout this month. I'll have a link to Crafty Owl's channel. Her YouTube channel. She shows how to put this together, and she tells you how to download this PDF so that you know how to pick out what pattern papers that you need out of your stash, and then how to cut the paper. So she does an excellent job of coming up with a fun design each month. And I think I want to send out thankful cards. So I'm going to pull out some fall paper and then some kind of stamp that says something about being thankful. So let me pull those supplies together and we will start making the card. Okay, I went through my paper packs. It calls for a 6x6 pad. This is a 6x8 by Simple Stories. This is called, I think it's called Hearth and Home. If I can find this on Amazon, I'll have a link to it. I picked this up a while ago. Such pretty fall paper. So I'll pick 3 coordinating sheets from this, and there'll be a little bit of leftover since it's a 6x8. And then maybe I'll use the scraps inside the card. That's always fun to put a little accent color. But it's really cute paper. And then I went through my Thanksgiving stamps, and I found this from Gina K Designs. It says, "So thankful for a friend like you." So I hope that'll fit in the top corner there. If that one doesn't fit, I've also got this one from Gina K that says, "Thankful, grateful, blessed." So that might fit a little bit better. So got some options there on the stamps. And I think I will pull out some 8.5 by 11 paper that coordinates with these colors, these fall colors. It's a really cute paper pack. I mean, even to just put these on the fronts of cards would be really cute. So let me get my paper cut and pull the 8.5 by 11. And this month's set makes 9 cards. So I will send those out as Thanksgiving cards. And just fun to get letters in the mail, isn't it? So I encourage you to download the PDF and pull out some paper out of your stash and make some cards. Pop some cards into some people, maybe some people that you haven't talked to in a while. Pop a card in the mail to them. So everybody just loves getting something fun in the mail. So let me pull those papers and we'll do the next step. Okay, I think I'm going to do a craft base because I think that's very fall-like. I've got craft. It's 110 pound weight. I love that for the base of the cards. And then here's the papers that I picked out of the pack. It was really hard to choose, but I really love those colors. And then I've got this burnt orange that's kind of going to be the trim for it. So I think that looks really good. And then I think for the square with the sentiment on it, I'm going to use this cream colored paper. And then I think I'm going to go with this Always Artichoke, because I think that goes with this green that's on there. It was hard to, it's an interesting green. It's almost like a turquoisey green, but I think this will look good with the sentiment on there. So let me get these papers cut. Like I said, if you watch Crafty Owl's video, she shows how to cut the paper. On the first of the month, she shows the PDF, and then on the second of the month, which was this morning, she shows her process video. So that's really handy. So let me start cutting these. And like I said, I'm going to have a little bit left over, but if you use a 6x6 pad, it's going to use every piece of this to make the front of the cards. So let me start cutting. I don't know why there's so many police sirens today. Something must be going on. So when I use this 110 pound cardstock, I do like to use my score pal to put a score mark in the paper and then use the bone folder to fold that down. I've been able to find this 110 pound cardstock at Michael's lately. So love that. I'd been buying it online, and glad that Michael's has it. It seems like Joann's and Michael's and Hobby Lobby are carrying less and less scrapbooking supplies. But I did notice their collection of paper was still good. Okay, I decided on my sentiment. And I think I'm going to, depending on how dark this is, the stamp says, "So grateful for you." I thought that was pretty. And I love this green. And I think I'm going to put some clear embossing powder on it, just to add a little something to it. It's pretty dark, but I just love to put embossing powder on it. There's something about it. It just adds a little something to the ink. This makes it a little bit more substantial. I'm going to use my clipboard here so that I don't burn my fingers. I just love that it makes it a little bit darker. So I've got 9 of those to stamp. Let me get those stamped. It goes quickly with the Misty. I like to get the clear embossing powder on there right after I ink it, because this ink doesn't stay too wet. It's a water-based ink. So I dip it in that embossing powder right when it's wet. You can wait to use the heat gun on all of them. Get all these assembled and then use your heat gun. But get that clear embossing powder on there right when the ink's wet. And I love the Misty because I can just keep positioning this paper down in the corner and always get perfect placement there. Okay, I've got all the pieces ready. Let's see how these fun things come together here. So there is a piece that is wide that goes across this way. So that's on, it has a mat on 3 sides, and this one is just flush with it on that side. And then the idea is that you take 2 other colors, and those will go on the big piece here. So we'll have a piece here, a piece down here, our sentiment up in the corner, and then this piece across the middle. So isn't that going to be pretty? And like I always say, I have trouble lining up, making sure that I get one of each piece on the cards. So what I'll do is I'll lay these in order before I start gluing, just to make sure I don't end up with 2 of the same piece. So, but I think that's going to be really cute. So let me get these starting to glue them, and we'll see what they look like on the craft paper. So when you're assembling this, I was thinking that this middle piece lined up with the orange, but it doesn't. It lines up with the side of the card over here. So be careful when you're assembling. You don't want to assemble this top piece until you've got it on the card base. So just a little tip there. Isn't it beautiful? I love it. I love this paper, and I love it on the craft. So let me get the rest of them glued together, and then I'll show you the final product. I think I've mentioned this before, but I like to use liquid glue. It just gives me that extra time to scoot it into place. These are pretty easy to place. Just make sure your border is the same size all around. And like I said, with the liquid glue, I can kind of smoosh this into place. And then put this top one on. So they came together really quickly. Go through your stash, pull out some fall paper. I know you've got packs of fall paper. And just have some fun picking the colors. This is such a cute, I tell you what, I don't know how she does it, but every month she comes up with a new design that's just so fun. But yeah, get your paper out of your stash. And I just went to the post office the other day and bought a new roll of stamps. I had run out of stamps. I try to get birthday cards in the mail. This time of year I start failing at that. I'm always gung-ho in January, and then as the year wanes on, I do not get the birthday cards in the mail. Shame on me. But watching Crafty Owl's channel each month kind of inspires me to make another batch of cards and get them in the mail. So my channel's really growing. I appreciate all of you who have subscribed. I'm almost at 4,000 subscribers, and it means a lot to me when you subscribe, so thank you. And like I said, I will have links to Crafty Owl's channel, and then all of the supplies that I used will be on my blog post. And I just appreciate you watching. So I hope you guys have a great week, and I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks, guys.